Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened one. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to understand how this meditation can bring us the inner development. So, when it comes to meditation, one of the major important thing is finding the balance. So balance, it's two ways, inside balance and outside balance, physical balance and mental balance. So first we have to go to physical balance, that's the posture. So then you have to spend some time for that, because just by wishing, hoping, dreaming, thinking about it, you can't gain that balance. So if you don't have that balance, what will happen? Then your mind, your body always look for that. So when you come to the balance, mean when you come to the center, the physical body itself settle down and deeper, there is no effort to find the balance. Otherwise, always deeply, your subconscious mind looking for the balance and try to connect with the gravity. So that's why the posture is very necessary. So then bring some attention to your posture and work for that. And before you go into mental practice, physically try to practice with your posture. Every day, a few minutes, especially try to correct your posture. Look yourself, where the balance. Because sometimes we have this, the body has that its own muscle memory. So because of that, from our past to today, we bring certain kind of physical pattern, habits to keep kind of like a comfortable way. But that is not exactly the point for to gain the balance deeply with the meditation. So then sometimes that your comfort zone physically, that you whatever you feel comfort doesn't work for your mental practice. So then you have to look into that. So that's why in the beginning, to keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and naturally feel the sensation in front of your nose and upper lip area. So you have to look into it. You have to practice for that. And sometimes in the beginning, you have to work a little bit with your upper body back and forth, moving your body a little bit back and forth, and the head, especially the way that naturally you hold your head. Sometimes people like this, some people like this, so like that. And they feel so comfortable. But for meditation to gain the sensation, to catch the natural sensation is the key point. So then look into that, practice a little bit. And then on mental balance. So the mind always has desire to look for something or gain something or clinging to something. It always jumping here and there. And so you have to settle down with the moment, knowingly this moment is the most important point for you. Of course, for ordinary people, for us, our future is very important. Our future plans is very necessary for us. But in this very moment, the very condition of this very moment can change your future. So then you always have to look into this moment and see, are you doing your best for the moment of practice? Because otherwise, that whatever you hope or whatever you wait or whatever you dream sometimes doesn't work. So the present moment is the only available moment you have. So then in that very moment, rather than having the unbalance, because if you have the unbalance, that always you have to have the effort to deal with that. So that itself make you so tired inside. But when you have the physical balance, the mental balance, you have so much comfort inside you. So that comfort you can invest for awareness or the recognition. So otherwise, deeply you start to feel tired, physically and mentally. So that is one thing, finding the balance. And the second one is, and you have to look into yourself and understand really what you want out of this or who you are. So mostly we wrongly advertise ourselves, our spiritual path. We wrongly advertise. We sometimes deeply don't know exactly what we want. Maybe in conventional life, things go up and down. We have the unbalance a little bit, and we just sit for that with that, and we just look that to get out of this physical discomfort. So nothing wrong with that. But the thing is this, it doesn't take you to deeper. Why? Because to go deeper, you need the effort. So without that mental effort, without that mental capacity, on the surface level or the very shallow level, you just every day sit and you just be with the meditation, and then you just pass the time. So start to look into that. Especially there are many techniques, many teachers, many methods, many schools. So then you have to look into that, rightly advertise yourself. You have to know what really you want out of this whole practice, what you look for. So as example, maybe you have deeper intention to become a singer. So then going to a dancing class and practice ballroom dancing doesn't work for you because you go to the wrong place. So then you have to go where the singers. We are that kind of people or that kind of crowd. And then that is where you have the opportunity for that. So like that, always you have to remember that when you interfere with yourself, you should know that what you really want, even in the very conventional life, before we go to this spiritual path, in the very conventional life, you should know what you really want. And to know that, you have to look into yourself. So the most of people doesn't know that. And sometimes there are people, their whole life, they go through some kind of unknown path. And then later, end of their life, after they get so tired, they recognize, oh, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. This is not what I look. So you don't need to, spend your time like that. So then when you sit for meditation, you exactly should know what you really look out of this whole practice. So that is the second thing. So the first, you find the balance two ways, physical and mental balance. And it gives the comfort. And other thing is, the second one is knowingly yourself, that what you really want out of this. And the third one is that having the self-love. We love for a lot of things outside world, but ourselves, we don't care. We neglect. We don't put that much attention. So you have to sometimes knowingly or unknowingly, we abuse ourselves. And we abuse ourselves, and we allow other people to abuse us. And sometimes the other people, they have no idea about our life, and they completely destroy our life. They don't understand that the path that we go. So then the self-love always bring the ability for you to stay away from the situation, stay away from the things, and stay away from people. Because we can't go this journey with each and everything and with everybody. We can't go. And sometimes we have to, there maybe for hang out, just for once a while, to meet. They are very good people. They are very nice people. But the thing is, for this journey to move forward, you can't go with them. So then you have to remember that let them to be wherever they are, and but yourself to detach from them. Otherwise, you could be spending time, and they also start to, use you. And then by the time you lost everything, you lost your life, you lost your energy, and you collapse emotionally, and it's kind of like, you become completely empty. So this journey, you can't go like that. So then the self-love will take you to the moment to understand in which situation, in which point, in which condition, in which environment, in which situation, and what kind of decision you need to take to move forward. So otherwise, we do things for others. And then just sometimes, we sympathize, empathize regarding other people's, but end of the day, everyone, end up in the middle of just the emotional dramas. That's the very nature of this conventional life. But the thing is, if you look for improvement, then remember yourself. Sometimes you have to be hard on you, not about others. You have to be hard on you. So especially when it comes to the self-love, it's very necessary even in the conventional life to become a better person, and even in the spiritual life to take care of yourself. And we mostly talk about the hindrance, that 5 hindrances. But in this environment, with this all the engagements, and we develop kind of like a hindrance. So you have to have power to divorce from the this conventional environment or the life or the people around us, sometimes to gain the mental clarity. So remember that. Another one is the fourth one is deeply that to understand that how much ego contribute to our life, and to recognize that and get out of it. So you should not depend from the ego. So it's there. But when you have the awareness, when you have the mindfulness, this egocentric idea anymore doesn't work. Invalid. So then transform yourself. So far in this journey, we came with this ego. And that's why that deeper inside does so much drama ourselves. And that's why with the outside world, this, all the comparison, that everything around us, dualistic mind. So anymore, at least when you sit for meditation, don't depend on that ego. Now you have more better tool. That's your awareness, that's your mindfulness. So when you become mindful, when you become aware, what happens? The ego disappears. So then more and more and more try to be with that. And then the last one, there is a deeper little voice inside us. Always we so comfortable, and we are so into it, and we so listening to 24/7 ourselves, that inner conversation is keep going. So nothing wrong with that, but remember, this is the technique that you have to understand and get. If you are capable to have the very clear communication with that little voice, remember that whatever outside condition, it doesn't matter anymore. That your inner voice, that little voice, give the clear understanding. As example, just imagine that something very nasty, bad things happen for you, but inside you, that inner voice say, it's okay. And then you listen to that. And sometimes most, the beautiful things, good things happen in front of you with the society, but inside you, you say that that voice, talk to you, tell, and, oh, this is very nasty, this is not good. And then that whatever that outside good condition doesn't work for you, that inner voice is so strong. So then always look into that. Convince that little voice to go forward with your spiritual practice, and don't allow that little voice to increase the greed, hatred, or the delusion. And always try to have a conversation and clear communication and try to convince that little voice with the loving kindness, generosity, and the compassion. So that is very necessary, because otherwise that inner voice, drive us crazy. And we can't go this journey if we have no power to have a very clear communication with that little voice. So it's a kind of like our own point of view, self-centered mind, have always, talking to us. So then be aware about that. And sometimes that little voice comes from our past experience, cankers, mental formations, culture, tradition, believing system, dogmas, that all the theories, the patterns that we accumulated through the journey. And sometimes we so into believing to things, and that little voice get nourished out of that all. That little voice doesn't have any kind of authentic, grounded, kind of like a truthful wisdom. Remember that always that little voice mostly come out of only just by past experience and looking for our own inner comfort. So that's the thing. Because when you come to true wisdom, there is no inner voice, there is no conversation. It's just recognition. That's it. Clear comprehension doesn't mean you have inner conversation. No, you get out of that inner conversation. Your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. The perception itself brings the wisdom, that the recognition itself becomes the communication, not that inner voice. So that's the difference. So then look into that and see, rather than listening to it, hear that what is that little voice, how the communication, for what it try to tell you. Even right now, when you're listening to this, that your inner voice also from inside you keep talking to you. So be careful about it. And always 24/7, it always have different opinions regarding different things. And sometimes you don't aware about it, but you are so into, you so trust, you so believe that, that little voice, even no one can hear, that it's so silence. It deeply, whispering to you something. But the thing is, it's not rejecting that. We can't reject that. Only thing is, you have to know, you have to be aware about it. When you become aware, that you start to recognize something about it, which I can't, explain by words to you like this. It's a different way of understanding. Only thing is, you have to look into that. You have to see that. And then because we can't tell, don't listen to that. We can't tell that because it's there. It's from inside you. But remember, with that little voice, you can't, if that little voice come against the situation, if that little voice bring a different opinions regarding the very moment, that you can't go forward. So then that little voice and your environment and your moment should be together. So that's why it's not neglecting, but remember that try to convince that little voice, because you into very new path. This path we didn't maybe walk in the past. If we did that, we are not here like this way. So this is a very brand new path for us, even though the path itself very old, we are very new to that. So then with this old inner conversation, maybe we can't go. So then you have to remember each and every moment. So whatever on the journey, you have to come to an agreement with the inside you. Not to resist, not to go against, not to bring your self opinions and resist that situation. No, you have to more and blend. It's not rejecting that whatever inside you, but can you blend with the path? So that's the power. To be that way, you have to have the very clear understanding. So that understanding come out of the mental clarity. So that mental clarity come out of being in the beginning, being in the present moment, and recognizing your own sensation. Because sensation doesn't happen in the past or the future. You have no access to past sensation or the future sensations. You have access only for the present moment of sensation. And in the present moment, there is no greed, hatred, or the delusion. Always, if there is a greed, hatred, and the delusion, it always happens related to your past or the future thoughts. So that's why the very secure place for you to start, settle down, is the present moment. So through this meditation practice, little by little, we come to that. And that's why as our primary mental object, we get our sensation of inhalation, exhalation, and observe it. And when you observe, it's not you breathing. It's not you doing something. Just allow it to happen. It's a very natural process. Not only this place of sensation, entire head to source, this stores, this each and every cell in your body, this entire body, inhale, exhale. So just observe it deeply. And when you inhale, exhale, that entire body calm down. And it brings the life. When the inhalation brings the life, the exhalation also brings the life. The two different nature bring the same result. How you can understand that? Because we this, this comparison, this dualistic mind, always we think, oh, this is different than that, or kind of like we always separate things. But how about the inhalation, exhalation, two different things, but that both bring the same result. What is that? It's your life. How it can happen? That's why there is something beyond that what we know. So to access to that, only we can do it by experiencing. We can talk many hours, but it's totally different when it comes to experience. But as ordinary people, sometimes we are so happy and we so like to, talk about it, listen about it, not to practice. But yourself, remember, finally, end of the day, we have to come to the practice. And you have to go this journey just by yourself, with your own mind. And everything there. Only thing is you have to sharp your awareness and see the very moment of experience. So let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Supatveva. Oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. Just allow your body and mind to settle down itself. And we cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata ca ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.